Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Devin Alanis and I'm going to talk about our Fleet on Rent project today. So a problem that we have uncovered was that branches are going over budget for outside haulers, meaning that the monthly budget is $9,000 and every month most branches have been going over budget for that. Through our 5 why analysis and also through another quantitative analysis, we have discovered that ISRs are not logging in lost rentals, which is causing managers not knowing what equipment is needed for their yard. And in turn, instead of having the equipment we need, we are having to get equipment at the last minute through outside haulers. As you can see, here is our 5 why analysis. So at the top, we define the problem, which is our branches constantly going over budget for outside hauling. So the first why is it happening goes, there's a shortage of equipment. So we're having to get equipment from other stores. Which is because we don't need the necessary amount of, we don't keep the necessary amount of supply to meet demand. Why is that? Because the manager cannot see what equipment is needed. And why is that? Is because the inside sales reps are not logging in lost rents due to unavailable equipment. Also, you can see here from our data log that the less calls that are logged in, the more we spend on outside hauling, and the more calls that are logged in on lost rents causes to spend less on outside hauling. So we have several stakeholders. Our internal stakeholders include the CEO, CFO, managers, ISRs. External stakeholders would be our customers, which would include the the businesses as well. And in this situation, the CEO and the CFO would have the most power and interest, as it'll keep costs down for them and increase revenue when we have the correct equipment in our yard. So the proposed solution is that we can log in calls due to lost rentals for unavailable equipment, and through logging in, we can actually create a software that actually tracks all the lost rentals and then matches it with the manager who's ordering the equipment that is needed. Also, we can create a daily report from those logs for each ISR, and that way the manager can coach those ISRs on why it's important to log in those calls. We can also provide incentives for revenue that is derived from these calls being made and being logged in. We have 2 methods of implementing this plan. One is the SMART method, and the other is the PDCA method. The SMART method allows us to make goals. They also allow us to set goals that are realistic and that we can reach within a timely manner. The PDCA method allows us to plan what we're going to do and then actually perform what we're going to do, and then later on analyze what we're doing, and if our results don't match up with the results that we've set up within our goals, then we can go back and adjust our goals and adjust our progress a little bit. Towards the end of our project, and throughout the whole project over the year, we will go by KPIs, which is some metrics that we can go by to measure how far we're progressing with our project. With our KPI, our metrics that we're going to measure are how many calls are logged, how often the manager gets the inventory that's needed. We'll also record the fleet on rent for that inventory specifically, and then we'll also record outside hauling costs and see if this project is going to aid in keeping those costs down and keeping our inventory correct. So the timeline for this project would be over probably a year. This way it is long enough to implement and get accurate recording of data, and it prevents it being too long, which maybe we would lose interest with stakeholders at that point if it was anything over a year. We would also review our metrics every quarter and adjust our progress and our results from there. So to communicate this project with our stakeholders, first with the CEO, CFO, we would have some meetings with corporate. Then we would have meetings with the managers so that they're all on the same page and are aware of what's going to be expected from them throughout the project. We would send a mass email throughout the company letting them know of the project and where we're headed with that and when it's going to start. And we would also email when it does start. And then we would have telephone conference calls with all the ISRs and managers, and just to ensure that everyone knows exactly what is expected of them, what they're required to do, and if they have any questions, we could answer those from there. Thank you.